Hey guys, it's Figsy here, and welcome back to another video. So today, it's something a little bit different for my channel. I wanted to give you guys my review of Elden Ring. Now, if you're a fan of my channel, I'm sure you guys know I'm a big Dark Souls fan. I pre-ordered Elden Ring. I took time off work for it. I was really excited for this game. And I must say, it blew my expectations of what a From Software game could be out of the water. Elden Ring is fantastic. For me personally, I've put over 120 hours into this game. I've done 4 different endings. I've got the Platinum Trophy. I'm still playing it. I've literally beat every single boss, at least that I'm aware of in the game. And I'm still having so much fun just changing my builds up and going back through the game, and I'm still discovering things that I missed in previous playthroughs. So if you guys haven't played a Souls game before, I definitely would recommend Elden Ring to start with. What I like about this game, which isn't in other Souls game, is the freedom of exploration. In particular, if you get stuck in a certain part, you don't have to stay there. You can go and do something else. There's so many different options in this game. It's almost unlimited at the start of the game. It doesn't direct you in any way like a Dark Souls game does. It sticks to the fundamental cores of Dark Souls 1. I feel like the world's interconnected. It might be not interconnected like elevators and ladders with Dark Souls 1. However, it is... I mean, there are parts like that, and especially in dungeons and things like that. However, the open world is interconnected in another way. It's with its terrain and its height. I love that feature. Throughout the entire world, there's different terrain levels, and you have to you can look at a big mountain, and you're like, how do I get up there? And eventually you'll find a way up there, and a way back down to where you were before. It'll all make sense, and it's that... oh, I know where I am moment from Dark Souls 1 that's still there in Elden Ring, but it's a different way. Other big open world games haven't done this before, and it's just absolutely amazing, guys. So what you're watching right now, I believe this is New Game Plus game through. I'm not going to show you guys any bosses or anything, so there won't be any spoilers. Right now we're just running through the start of the game. And back to the open world, guys. Now this open world is huge. Now I played this game spoiler free. It's at least as spoiler free as you can. I didn't look at anything prior to the release of the game. This map, I just assumed once I unlocked a certain amount that was it. It went on and on and on and on. And as a veteran Souls player, I felt like I played this game quite quickly, but after 100 hours and still not being 100% complete, it was pretty surreal. I finished the Platinum Trophy at 108 hours, and I didn't feel like I didn't have too much trouble with this one. I will note that in terms of the difficulty, this out of Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, I felt this is the easiest of the lot. In particular, there were so many different ways to go. There's so many different builds. I just feel like once you sort of get to the best weapon and best upgrade to that certain build, you're just so OP that I feel like the game is pretty easy. I played it as a few different builds now. I've done a magic build, and at a certain point, you become really OP and the game becomes quite easy. And I'm now doing a dex build, and I'm at that point as well where I'm feeling like the some of the bosses are just really easy. In saying that, running different builds gives you a different experience. Speaking to friends who played different builds, they had different experiences and different bosses. The game's got so much replayability where other Dark Souls games mightn't be like that. With open world bosses, there's just so many more different ways you can approach this game. Think of it less like a Skulls game and more like, say, Metal Gear Solid when you're attempting to take over a base. There's some open world bosses that you can just go and sit in trees and shoot them with poisonous arrows and kill them that way. and it doesn't feel like you're choosing it. It just feels like you're playing smarter than, thinking outside the box. Because this game does so many things to just try and kill you. So it feels good to outsmart it. Some of the things that they did introduce, like the summons, I feel like they're great. People might complain and say that you're not soloing everything, but Elden Ring isn't fair. There's so many double bosses, so I felt like it was fair having the summons. You can see I've got the Mimic summon attached. I think I'm about to use it right now, not that I need it. RIP the old Mimic, it was OP, but yeah, I really enjoyed the Mimic summon. I enjoyed the skeletons, the dogs, heaps of them really. I'm now just playing through different ones. Just going through different spells. So much fun, guys. There's so much variety in this game that other Souls games had, but not to this extent. I feel like they put the best of every From Software game in one, and it's just more than what I could have ever imagined. Now we'll get to the bosses. I think the bosses are even better. There are a few bosses I didn't like in this game. I'm not going to show you any boss fights, but I will talk about my favourite bosses. If you have played this game, you will know what I'm talking about. In 5 in particular, we'll talk about Rykard. I really enjoyed this boss fight. I'm not going to say too much more about this one because it's sort of a secret boss, but to nod to Demon Souls and Dark Souls 3, and I just thought this boss fight was absolutely amazing. I'm actually really looking forward to getting up to it again in the playthrough I'm on right now. I thought the Fire Giant was amazing, especially his second form. It's a later boss as well. Like, these are all quite later bosses bar one. But yeah, the Fire Giant was amazing. Radahn, especially pre-nerf, I probably died to Radahn 20 times. And I thought that, not just the fight, but I thought the experience of that level was just absolutely amazing. Summoning all the help, and yeah, it was so much fun. Here I die with almost 600,000 souls, so that's pretty funny. Even after the nerf, Radahn fight's still fine. It's just, I did it first attempt right after the nerf, so it certainly doesn't have that chilling factor like, am I ever going to overcome this? The Malekith fight, really enjoyed that one. Phase 2 kicked my ass plenty of times, but I had heaps of fun with that one. And the last, but certainly not least, and what I'm going to say is possibly my favourite fight in the entire From Software series. It's been a long time since I played the other game, so the boss fights aren't fresh in my memory, but this is just amazing. And that is the Melina fight. I died to Melina 28 times, so it was fucking awesome when I beat her finally, guys. If you do want to watch that fight, I have uploaded it onto YouTube, so you can check out that fight in full. Yeah, is Elden Ring the best game of all time? Well, for me personally, I can't fault it. Yeah, it's my game at all time, guys. This is undisputed, in my opinion, the best game ever made. Of course, that's my opinion. Not everyone's going to have that opinion, and I respect that. But for me, a huge Souls fan, I couldn't have described prior to this coming out a better game being made. This has blown my expectations away. I can't wait to see what From Software do next, whether it's DLC, a new IP, or a sequel to one of their titles. It's great to see developers listening to their fans and really giving them what they want. I believe that Elden Ring will change the way games are made in the future, in particular open world games. Now, we've all heard of the Dark Souls genre, which has been going on since probably about 2015-14 with games like The Surge, Code Vein, Lords of the Fallen. There's actually hundreds of them at this point. But they sort of just took the Souls mechanic. Now that, there are open world games which have taken the mechanics a little bit, like Assassin's Creed, but what Elden Ring's done is made like linear bosses and enemies and put them in an entire open world, and they've just made it work. And just going back to the open world, guys, this isn't just a normal open world. Like, this game feels alive. Like, just close your eyes, visualize you riding your horse. You're going past a lake or like a little creek, and there's dogs in the creek and they're drinking out of the water. And then like suddenly you disturb them and they attack you. You know, this is something that you can imagine happening in real life. Like, I love when different creatures of different species wander across each other in the world. And they don't attack you, they start attacking each other. And you can join in, they sort of only get your attention when you hit them. You can use this to even farm runes. But yeah, it's just great. It's happened a little bit in other Souls games, but this just occurs so often in Elden Ring. The world feels so alive. Such a beautiful game. They've done so many things right. I will mention one thing that really impressed me, and that was the hitboxes. I noticed in some fights, like the bosses will come within literally centimeters of hitting you, and it misses, and you see it miss, and you're like, wow, that just missed. Where in other games you die from that. It's really impressive to see the developers put so much effort into this. This enemy I'm attacking right now is probably one of the most hated enemies in the game. I did write down some notes before this. I feel like I've talked about anything. Yeah, I'm again. This is sort of just a little bit unscripted. I don't really do reviews or anything, guys. But it's a huge From Software fan. I thought you guys might appreciate my opinion on this. I'm going out on a limb saying it's the greatest game of all time. But prior to this, I used to say maybe Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, Demon Souls. My mood depended on the month or what I played last, or it would always change. But like, I could fault them all. Where Elden Ring it's just perfect. I've never played a game for so long and not wanted it to end. Even in like some of my most favorite games, you get to a point where you're like, is this gonna end soon? In Elden Ring, you just like, this just goes on forever and you just don't want it to stop. Never put so much time into a game so quickly. Yeah, like I've got 120 hours into this thing in a month, and I'm at the point in my life where I'm playing 5 hours a week. So this is crazy, guys. If you're on the edge of getting Elden Ring, I'd highly recommend it. Even if you've never played a Dark Souls game, I do think you'll get enjoyment out of this. And it mightn't be right away. You might have to look up a couple of guides or something. But yeah, guys, I'd definitely go and check this game out. Hope you liked this video. If you guys want to see more Elden Ring stuff, let me know. I'm certainly not going to stop playing this game, so I can definitely make more content for it. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.